In an Apple Jacks.
I'm going to say no for now.
Oh, baby. Preseason game number 2, fellas.
No, let's go.
Welcome into the pregame lounge. We are presented by Bet365. Never ordinary tonight. And this is a never ordinary set because I don't think we've ever done the pregame show in here or the postgame show. But we're doing it tonight.
Let's go.
Nuggets, Bulls. We're going to set the table for you. And then we're going to hopefully talk about a Nuggets win. I'm Harrison Wynn, joined by Brendan Vogt.
Let's go, Avalanche. Good start. Hoping to carry those vibes over into a meaningless preseason game. More importantly, fellas, I just hope Julian Strawther plays well again. You know, I just hope he balls out. That's why
the Avs looked good last night.
They looked great and a fun watch.
So they played last night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, their first game was last night.
And the Nuggets played today?
Yeah.
And the Broncos played today?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And he's choosing to wear that.
Whatever. He's a nice guy. He's a sports guy.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what? You're right.
Supporting Colorado's other good team.
We did have a show yesterday. I didn't do it. I see where you're coming from.
That on the end is Superstar Dev. What's up, man?
I like this this setup. It's pretty cool. I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, yeah. You've never been in here, have you?
No, this existed. It's a lot of wood.
Yeah, this is called Studio B. The Studio A is downstairs. This is Studio B.
Yeah. You've never been in Studio B?
It looked different. It looked different.
It's been redone over the last year, I'd say. Yeah. Also joined by Eric Wedum. You know him as D-Line.
That's right, guys. Me and Harrison Wynn made a phone call today, decided to wear the same outfit. I loved it, dude. I loved it. Look at it. We're making fun of what he looks like. He's confused. Harrison and I on the same page, dude. We're vibing.
Man, we are vibing, hoping to bring some good vibes for the Nuggets tonight. They are in Chicago, getting set to play the Bulls. I'm excited for this one, guys. A lot of people are down on the preseason. I'm feeling the preseason this year, man. I'm liking the preseason just because there's a lot to be determined about this team, like compared to last year. Like we kind of knew what the bench was last year. We knew Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Bones Highland were going to be playing. There's so much uncertainty. I'm kind of into the preseason. I'm kind of into learning more and more about this team.
I love the uncertainty part because, you know, Brown is the only one that's in the rotation right now. So everyone else is actually having to work and try to see where they land. So it's important for Reggie to play well, the young guys to play well. Justin Holiday gets to, you know, start in this. So, like, I really do think that it is storylines that you have to pay attention to.
Yeah, dude. The preseason's for the rookies, man. Saturdays,
it really is.
Saturdays for the fellas.
Yeah.
Preseason's for the rookies.
It is,
and we got
man.
a bunch of rookies. Like we have 3 very intriguing rookies. I'm with you. Like we don't know when we'll see Julian Strawther featured. We don't know when we'll see Hunter Tyson featured. We don't know when we'll see Jalen Pickett featured. So it's cool, like, to get some semblance. We're, like, slowly putting together the picture of what the season will look like outside of the certainty that we have the best 5 in basketball led by the number 2 player in the world.
Even that, I was pleasantly surprised that, I missed it.
Yeah, I
missed it. That was good. Even that, I was pleasantly
good.
surprised with how much I enjoyed watching the starters. Jamal was really fun to me, the way he was passing the ball. Aaron Gordon flying around. Not that it'd be too much to say we forgot because we spent all summer reveling in it, but it's nice to see again. Basketball can be fun even when that one win doesn't determine a title or not.
Let's go to game notes. Am I taking this or do you want to take it?
Why don't you take it? Because I completely forgot
Okay.
that I probably would have done it without it.
Good thing it's in the doc.
You know what? Harrison, I'll let you take it.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Dev, is it cool if I take game notes?
You got this one.
Okay.
I was going to take it, but you got this one.
All right. On the injury front, Michael Porter Jr. is out again with that ankle sprain. For those of you really worried out there, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's definitely going to be good for the opener, and I would wager he plays one preseason game at least. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah. And I saw this on the early on the timeline. I don't know if you guys saw it. Wearing a beanie.
Oh.
A boot and a beanie. The B&B.
It's in Chicago. It might be a little chilly.
A little chilly.
A little chilly in the Windy City. Also on the injury front, Jamal Murray, he played in that first game, hamstring soreness. He's currently a game time decision. So we'll probably get an update over the next 20 minutes or so if he's in or not.
I just want to say, as much as I did enjoy him in game 1, don't need it in game 2. If the hamstring's sore, I could, like Dev said last time, it's a good sign that he can play if he wants. But also, it is the second preseason game. I wouldn't mind if he sits.
Yeah. So he is a game time decision. Christian Brown is still out with that calf contusion. So we'll see about the starters. I haven't seen those pop up on the timeline quite yet. But KCP is in. Aaron Gordon's in. Nikola Jokic, probably playing in front of a heavy Serbian crowd in Chicago, is in as well. So we'll see some regulars tonight.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's going to be a real homecoming.
Yeah.
Maybe this is such a pregame comment and a preseason pregame comment. Maybe being in Chicago, we see a little pep and Yoke step tonight. I know it's not the finals as far as it can be from that, but maybe he decides I want to put a show on for the people who came out to see me here tonight.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about this on the show?
About what?
Or maybe later. Just the general vibe that's emanating from the rest of the Twitter world about Nikola Jokic's attitude.
That he doesn't care about basketball.
And how it's wearing thin on people.
You can talk about it now. You can talk about it in the post-game show, whatever.
Well, we'll talk about it in the post-game show.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was part of the rundown.
No, the rundown is right there on the screen.
I do want to discuss that. Well, I don't know what's enveloped. And you're the host of the show. I don't mean to take it over.
That's low management in a way. Not caring the same way that everyone else cares.
Right.
No, I think it's a good point. We haven't talked about on the podcast Nikola Jokic getting Lakers fans mad about him not caring about basketball in their mind, but we can get to it on the postgame show for sure.
Okay.
Let's bring you up to speed on the Chicago Bulls. You guys excited to play the Chicago Bulls tonight? They're 0-1 the preseason. They lost to the Bucks.
Hell yeah, dude.
They have all their starters going tonight. I think Kobe White, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, Nikola Vucevic, Nikola Jokic's good friend. Also on the Bulls, Torrey Craig is on the Bulls.
What?
Oh?
Yeah.
He is?
He is. He's coming off the bench.
Wow.
Torrey Craig is on a new team.
Yeah, he is. He's on the Bulls.
Oh, I did know that. He did the whole pH index. Oh, so DNVR pH index.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's ran the full circuit.
He's going to the 76ers.
Yeah, we know where the next one is.
Torrey, wait a year or two.
I've heard Philly does have cap space, so they could sign him. Also on the Bulls, your guy, Dalen Terry.
Man, in the
not
world
your
of my
guy.
guys, that is the least of my guys. That guy has concrete blocks for feet.
It was a rough watch for us the first time we saw Dalen Terry, but it is. I think if we're on the CHGO show right now, that's a point of emphasis in terms of things we're watching for tonight.
For sure.
So it'll be interesting to see.
So we got the starters here. Katie Wingy, friend of the show in Chicago. She says the starters are Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, who is playing tonight, KCP, and Justin Holiday at the 3. Same starters as last game. What do you guys think about that?
Stop telling us about Jamal Murray's hamstring if he's fine, because now you just worry. Because if anything goes bad, you're like, well, why do you keep bringing it up?
I'm with you.
So I'm like, like either he's fine or he's not fine. But every time you bring it up, it makes me worry a little bit. But I'm glad that he's going. I hope that he does not push it, again.
Would Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and KCP be playing if Michael Malone was coaching? Is Adelman trying to rack up preseason wins?
That's a good question, man. It's a good question.
I wish none of those players were playing. I mean, I'm excited to watch them play basketball. It's one of the things in life that brings me joy. But I hate, like, Jamal Murray was like hobbling a lot last game. I hated it.
He got hit in the groin.
I hated it.
Yeah, I got to think it's the same protocol regardless of who's the coach. But
Yeah, I would think game time decision is their MO
Like
anyway.
Malone's on the phone, like, bro, what are you doing?
he's
like,
zooming into the coaches meeting.
One's like, no rules. I'm trying to get that dub, dude. I'm trying to get a contract.
Yeah.
So it's Justin with the starters and not, Peyton, for example, as an alternative. We talked about that as, I don't know if it necessarily means Justin's next up. We know Malone this staff, we should say, sometimes prefers to move to the third stringer and leave the second unit as intact as possible.
Yeah.
But I think of Justin as Jeff right now, which is almost on the bench, just okay. With the starters, it's a good fit. So I'm not surprised by this.
Yeah. I mean, we were pretty high on Justin Holiday after last game. I want to see Peyton Watson with the starters. Me personally, I feel like I know exactly what Justin Holiday is.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
I don't think he'd be offended if he was not starting. I want to see P-Watt the most really out of any player this preseason, and I would love to see him next to some like real good talent and playing next to Nikola Jokic. So I wouldn't have minded if they went to P-Watt in the starting lineup. I get I get why they're sticking with Justin Holiday, the veteran. He can just slide in there. He's not going to try to do too much. He can fit in well. But I feel like we know what Justin Holiday is. I want to see what Peyton Watson can do.
The thing is, there will be never a point that Peyton Watson is going to be with the starter. So, like, if you're seeing that, what are you wanting to get out of that?
But isn't that what preseason is for?
Yeah, but also he's going to be playing with the backup unit, so you might as well have him get his time with the backup unit. And also, you want him to be confident. He's a confident basketball player that, he's an alpha. He wants the ball in his hands, and then you be able to distribute. He's not going to be able to do that with Jamal Murray, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. So I think that I wouldn't know what I'm getting out of it, despite the fact of like, hey, we're going to throw you a bone and make you feel happy for now.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just kind of over Justin Holiday.
I mean, it's
one game in.
Actually, yeah, one game in, I might be over him.
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. We do know exactly what
he's
it is.
going to go 1 of 4 from 3, have a couple rebounds and assists.
I'm kind of with Devin. I just would like to see kind of players playing the roles they're going to play.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
Like I would like to see like DeAndre Jordan start with the starter, or like he could play the whatever the 3, whatever. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like go get out of the way, let the other 4 guys do their thing, and then let's have like a real rotation the way it's cut. But whatever, it's preseason's for the rookies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's for the rookies.
It is. It should be fun to watch the bench tonight and Julian Strawther, see if he can have a nice encore performance after that opener. Let's move on, though, because the final edition of NBA Rank came out today on ESPN.
God.
We're now going to be talking about rankings in back-to-back shows, I think 3 times on shows this week.
We're sorry.
I hope this is the last time we're talking about rankings for the rest of the season. If you missed it, if you were offline today, Nikola Jokic came in at number 2. Giannis Antetokounmpo came in at number 1, and you can see up on the screen, here's where the Nuggets starting 5 fell in NBA rank. Jokic 2, Jamal Murray 17, up from 33 last year.
That's
Gordon,
actually total spots.
Yeah, up 33
that's my
spots,
bad,
yeah.
yep.
Aaron Gordon came in at 51, up 22 spots. Michael Porter Jr. just up 4 spots to 68. KCP not ranked. Nikola Jokic at number 2. Vote. Giannis at number 1. How pissed off did this make you? Or did it?
I had 2 layers of reaction. The first is like, no, after that postseason, not having Jokic at 1 is ridiculous. And I think even people that aren't from our world were saying that online today. And it's after that run, Giannis has to go and take it back. So it is, of course, ridiculous. I will say, if 1 year ago today you posted that top 2 in that order, most people would go, all right,
They
I
did.
get it.
That's exactly what they did 1 year ago.
1 year ago. It almost feels like the whole top 3 is 1 year old, because obviously Jokic should be 1, obviously. What was almost even crazier to me, fellas, was who was 3. And we can wait on that and get everyone's reaction. But so obviously Jokic should be 1, but the whole top 3 to me looked like it was 1 year old.
What do you think, Dev?
I think the thing that makes me the most mad, like when you think, like look at that graphic, the
thing that makes you most mad is Kale's graphic.
I thought it looked good.
Everything else,
get better, dude.
Everyone else got the championship bump.
Yeah.
Jokic stayed steady with a championship. Like, what can he do to be better than
Well,
Giannis?
it was all Jamal Murray, Dev.
Yeah,
Jamal Murray.
everybody else went up because they played like well or better. Jokic was already number 2, wins a championship, wins Finals MVP, and the guy that gets knocked out in the first round on the best team, probably in the NBA,
Dev.
is like, that's the one that we're going to go against. Like, that's
Well,
crazy.
it wasn't a failure.
Dev, I know that you saw the All-Star game.
No,
Jokic was terrible in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Giannis was incredible in the
and
All-Star game.
Giannis was a captain, right? So he probably got the
He
captain.
assembled that team.
Yeah.
What can't he do? Dude, it is absurd. Like, it's absurd to the point where you're like, oh, okay, this is clickbait. Like I
That thought did run through my mind.
this is a psyop. Like I can't get too crazy because
Just
I need
the
to.
soap opera's continuing. This
They
is the
have
next
to make sure
storyline.
you're right. Like it is so deeply absurd that you're like, okay, this is not based on anything. There's no logic that you can follow that will get you to this, other than they just are like, oh no, he's just the best, and you're like, well, what about all that stuff? They're like, no, he's just the best. Like an argument with somebody that's not listening to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Like, the crazy thing to me, like, I put this online. I'm like, it is so wild the enormous obvious holes that exist in Giannis's game that everybody just is willing to overlook because he's strong on other elements. Like, Giannis cannot shoot the basketball. Giannis can be completely eliminated from the end of a ball game by just by putting two players next to each other, building a wall. He's completely ineffective. Giannis, like it gets you to a point where you're having to tear down Giannis when he doesn't deserve it. But you're like, I don't understand. Like the arguments against Jokic are all on the defensive end, but he showed clearly that that's not the case. Like if he doesn't excel at it, he's at least good. Like it makes me insane.
Get a load of this. Get a load of this line from ESPN's write up here. They said there have already been plenty of surprises among players numbers 100 through 51 and numbers 50 through 11, but our countdown concludes with a look at our top 10 and the razor thin battle between numbers 1 and 2. Goes on to say, in fact, the race for the top spot was one of the tightest in the history of NBA
You know what I would use as a tiebreaker?
What?
NBA basketball and the results.
The most recent title run.
As the gap between numbers 2 and 3 was nearly 16 times larger than the one between number 1
They should go off
and
of last
number
year.
2.
They should go off of last year when they make this ranking right now.
See, again, part of that prior to this most recent playoff run to me is reasonable, right? We all would have taken Jokic the whole time. I know that. But if you look at Giannis's career and the run he was on until Jokic's MVP run, you're talking, and obviously culminating in the title, it is the resume of a guy who could be the best player in the world. The only thing is that playoff run did just happen. And it does seem like if it's so close and they're 1-2, the edge should be the guy who just got it done and not the guy who just lost in the first round.
Basketball on paper sucks so bad.
But I will say, if you just told me without telling me the order that the top 2 are Giannis and Jokic, I'm like, word, you got that right. Now, I would.
Well, yeah, but they got the wrong.
No, I
order
understand.
right.
Well, no. Here, they got it wrong. But here's what I'm getting to. If you then told me number 3 was Joel Embiid, I'd be like, get out of my face.
I'm too outraged at the top 2. I can't even. I can
Yeah,
generate
me too.
zero outrage for
Me
number
too.
Good.
3.
All right, that's good. We don't have to go there. But how is he 3?
The one thing that I like, just to go against your argument,
Well, he's the MVP.
when Jokic won it, like the MVP, and if he would have been number 3, we would have been pissed. Like,
Pissed.
that's like a wild thing.
That's
It's
true.
Like,
That's true. You're
he
right.
was the MVP last year. You need to show him the respect.
That's true.
Also, Giannis, that I would be mad about the Giannis and Embiid. So like,
I would
Philly,
too, actually.
Philly people should be mad that Giannis is number 1.
That's a good point, Dev, because my take on this is there's actually a bigger gap between Jokic and Giannis at 1 and 2 than there really is between Giannis and Embiid at 2 and 3. I think Jokic he's clearly the number 1 player in the NBA. There's a huge gap there, and that gap is bigger than from 2 to 3. Can you guys just imagine for 1 second if Nikola Jokic lost in the first round of the playoffs
Ever?
in 5 games to the 8 seed? Could you guys imagine what his ranking would be if that was the case?
That he was hurt, I get it, but
It was still the 8 seed, though.
But I'm just saying, like Jokic, if you had no other arguments and you just looked at the body of work that was delivered last year, you're like, there's nothing that Jokic can't do. Truly, like there's really not. Like you can rely on him to be the closer. You can rely on him to be the fulcrum of your offense. You can rely on him to be the facilitator. He can be really whatever he needs to be. And then he also showed that he's in no way a traffic cone on defense, the way that people try to portray him or always try to neg him that way. That his game is solid through and through. There is not an obvious hole in Jokic's game the way that there is in Giannis. Whatever, it makes you crazy because respect Twitter will never win The Empire always will build back its dark.
We were like
Death
24
Star.
hours
Dude,
away.
It's over. It doesn't
winning.
matter. So all we have, like the only thing we
They
have
don't want
is
us to win.
The only thing we have is that they're the best team and they're going to win championships over and over, and that's all we can fall back on.
The argument, like for me, also it goes back to it is, I remember when Jokic lost to the Warriors. He just didn't have the team. You know, like the team was not there.
Yeah.
But he lost so embarrassingly that, you know, they still attacked him. And there was no excuse. Why does Embiid doesn't have to argue himself? You know, he went out in a bad way and he's number 3 and nobody has to argue about why he's number 3.
I mean, he's
Giannis
gotten a
went
ton
out
of
in an
slander.
embarrassing way and they said that he was hurt. That was an excuse, you know, when Jokic went out or anybody. No one else is having to go through that. Or maybe I'm just not seeing it. But then also there should be the arguments. Who's arguing for Jokic right now? Because if it was anyone
me,
else, they
Eric
would be
Wedum.
arguing. We're the only ones arguing for that. But it's like, hey, how do you win MVP? You know, how do you finish up, you know, second up in the MVP? Then you win the finals. Then you win finals MVP. And then you go to number 2.
Dude, I'm telling you, like this conversation stems from that conversation that I alluded to, that Jokic does not give the media what they want. Like he doesn't feed into their game, and some people don't like it, and so they give him less respect than he deserves because he doesn't give them the respect that they feel like they deserve. He doesn't put on the show for them, give them the quotes, do the dog and pony show that allows them to get sensationalized ideas and storylines and clicks, et cetera, et cetera. And that's who's putting this list together. Like those people have like a weird feeling against Jokic in this way because he doesn't feed into the machine they've created.
Right. I think my final verdict is this is a conspiracy theory designed to just get us mad.
Totally. I'm mad.
And
It
give
worked.
us something else to talk about.
I thought I didn't
tonight's
care.
pregame
Now I
show.
care.
This is one of my worst traits, but I like getting mad over rankings.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
How big would you say that list is of your bad traits? Worst traits.
Where does it find, like, are there a lot of things over that?
You guys want to do another top 100 list?
Yes.
I would argue what's
You know
number
what?
2.
We'll compile the list and then you can proof it.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I don't know if you guys want to talk about anybody else in this top 10. Luka Doncic is 4. Steph Curry is 5. Jason Tatum is 6.
Who's 7?
Kevin Durant is 7.
Actually, that might be right.
If I was
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is 8.
That one.
LeBron James is
That's the
9. Anthony Davis is 10.
if I was a person that felt sympathetic towards the Phoenix Suns plight,
Yeah.
first off, I would be like, why is Kevin Durant over Booker?
I'm with you on this.
I don't understand.
They would
it.
drive me crazy.
I watched Kevin Durant and Devin Booker go
Yeah.
up against the Denver Nuggets in a meaningful matchup.
quite
and
recently.
Kevin Durant missed so many shots. I started to
with
feel
you.
bad for him. I was like, this guy's cooked. This guy is like, this is supposed to be the most dominant guy in the league. He misses so goddamn many shots at this point in his career.
Devin
Booker
Booker
was
wasn't.
shooting 80%. Like, if I would be caping so hard. Like this,
I know.
I feel
If
is
I
gonna-
was covering the Suns, my agenda would be Devin
Yes.
Booker is better than Kevin Durant.
yes, and because he is at this stage in his
Is
career.
wait, so is Booker not in the top 10 at all?
No.
No.
Oh, and Tatum's at 6 and Durant's at 7?
Yeah,
There it
but
is.
also, how is SGA there though? Like he's not better than Devin Booker. Like that one's wild to me, and he didn't lead the NBA in points or anything like that. Like,
He was 5th in MVP voting last year. That's why he's 8.
but I remember because that's not a good team either. OKC was not good when Bradley Beal led the NBA in points and things. He never made it to top 7 or whatever he's at right now. How does he get there?
Dude,
and
he's
that's not to like. I'm not trying to hate on. I just don't see how you would put him over a Devin Booker. It just doesn't even go.
It's because he has like he's like the hipster's hero.
Yeah.
SGA.
How many
He's
hits?
the next star that the casual doesn't know about.
Yeah, like because it's always like when you watch, you don't get it. You don't get it.
I
but-
do think SGA is amazing, but as Dev made that argument, there is a little bit of maybe other guys in his position we'd say, can they like win more? When Devin Booker was in that position, in fact, what we said was empty stats. Can he win more? So that's a good point, Dev.
All right. We're going to have to save load management BS for maybe the post-game show, but I don't know if you guys saw it. Apparently, load management is a bunch of BS. The NBA came out and said it.
Oh, so it doesn't help?
It doesn't work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll save
I
that.
can't wait. I don't even know what this is.
We'll save it for the post-game
Oh,
show.
man.
Let's fire up the Bet365 app. Bet365, never ordinary. I'm actually looking right now. They've got some interesting parlays for tonight's Nuggets Bulls game.
Oh yeah, you might as well leave this.
Do you see these, Dev?
These
Do
are
you see
crazy.
these parlays?
Dude, I'll tell you what that is not ordinary.
That is never ordinary. A parlay for a preseason game.
Parlays are never ordinary.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
You are never gonna win one.
Do you have any bets you like tonight, Dev?
So I do like the fact that this line has went everywhere because nobody knows. Nobody knows what's happening here in this one. And really, there's actual parlays. There's one that's already built together. It's Denver Nuggets to win. Jokic 20 or more points in the match. Why would you put that on there? And then Jamal Murray.
These are the parlays,
Jamal Murray,
yeah.
20 or more points. They think that they're going to combine for 40 points. Both of them are going to have 20 points apiece. Then they're going to put it at plus 325. That should be plus 1,500 or something. It's never going to happen. Let's go to the next one that they already have built.
Yeah, this one's better.
They have the Bulls to win. DeMar DeRozan to score 20 points. Zach LaVine to score 3 3-pointers. Do they think this is a real match?
They might.
They might think
They
that this is a
actually might.
playoff match or
these-
something like that.
Then give us the winners.
Plus 325? What is happening?
Give us the winners. What are the winners tonight? What's
The
gonna
opposite
happen?
of that? If you could say that Jokic not to score 20, Jamal not to score 20.
Yeah, where's the unders?
I'd be blown away if Jokic scores 20 points.
The line is like that's a crazy one. Really, you should be if they give you the unders, you got to take the unders on these things.
Dude, Jokic just should score.
Here's
2
one I
points.
like. Nuggets +1 in the first quarter. Jokic is playing. Jamal is playing.
Oh, it's a great
You
bet.
got the starters out there outside of
Okay.
MPJ. I will take the Nuggets +1 in the first quarter.
You could also like tweak it. You could put the Nuggets to win and the Bulls to win the game because I do think they just mail it in the second half.
Yeah.
So like you could put those
kinda like
together,
that bet.
like just to
Wait,
put.
who's mailing it in? Julian Strawther? No, thank you.
Yeah.
He is
No,
a
he's
beast.
not.
He is the
I'm
GOAT.
telling you, P.
Factor
Watt.
that in.
P. Watt's gonna mail it in. What are you talking about?
I just feel like Bulls need these type of wins, and
So does P. Watt and Julian Strawther, dude.
I don't know,
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know. I really am shocked that there's like this many like lines up for this game. This started at Nuggets 3.5, like minus 3.5. It's now them +1.
Late money coming in on the
So
Bulls.
you do.
The sharps are on this one.
I just think that they didn't think that Jamal Murray was going to play. I just don't think that they thought
Yeah.
that guys were going to play, and now it's like a real match in their opinion.
For sure.
This is a tough one.
D-Line, who are you excited to watch tonight?
I want to see a repeat performance from Julian Strawther. We saw him. We saw what his capabilities are. Now we need to see consistency. Now we need to see if it's like if this is the player he is, or if we just got like if we just got his best punch. I'm very intrigued. I'm obviously I'm still very much on the Hunter Tyson train. I think to my eye and a lot of other people that I saw talking looked a little nervous, like maybe like unsettled, didn't really maybe look like how he did in Summer League, understandably. So I'm hoping that he gets in, first off, gets the ball, which was, he didn't get that often, but like is able to knock some shots down. And P-Watt, man, it's like those, I mean, it's the rookie, dude. I've always said this. Preseason's for the rookies. You know what I mean? So I just want to see the rookies go out there and shine, bro.
You have said that for years, as long as I've known you.
I got my eyes on Peyton Watson tonight. I liked what he did in the first game. I want to see him play a ton of minutes, stay out of foul trouble so he can play a ton of minutes, and just kind of showcase more of what he showed in that preseason opener. What about you, Dev? Who do you have your eyes on tonight?
Mine's a Strawther. Like I really do want him to apply pressure to be in, that second guy, like the shooter. You need spacing. You need him to be on the floor if he's going to shoot, how he did in the first game. He looked extremely confident, and also he's just a gamer. Didn't look like this in Summer League, and maybe it's because it was just like, hey, that's not real to me, and this is like real for me.
Oh, yeah.
And also the spacing is there. Other high IQ players are around. He just looks so comfortable that I'm like, oh, maybe this is who he is.
Maybe he's like already spent too much time with Jokic. You know what I mean? He can't put it in unless the game means something.
Yeah.
He's like, I want him to know who I am.
Does preseason mean something
to me.
Vogt, who do you have your eyes on tonight?
Zeke Naji, who
Oh yeah, good call.
I've tried to put this
I've always said
preference
that
in it.
preseason's for the fourth year players.
That's right. You always say that. The thing about Zeke too is being interested and intrigued by his role in the team this year, is not the same thing as being high on Zeke. I'm not high on Zeke, but I think it's the optimal outcome for Denver that he changes my mind and earns it. The DeAndre Jordan minutes to me, we did this last year, like that he's on the team, but those minutes seem like a disaster waiting to happen. Najee was not super great against Eubanks in that game 1, but then he kind of hit the gas against Bol, and he was aggressive. So can he be a string 2 aggressive halves together? Can he be a difference maker in this game, and can he earn those rotation minutes? Because to me, the best version of Denver has him earning those minutes as opposed to spending all year figuring that position out.
So you're not high on
agree with
Najee.
that.
Are you high on Immaculate Vibes?
Right
The
now,
newest collaboration
you're just high on something
DNVR
else?
and Kydra.
that was the nighttime plan.
I mean, Zeke Najee could be going up against Andre Drummond tonight. Could be an interesting matchup there, back to center. All right, guys, that's all the time we got on the pregame lounge.
Let's go,
Enjoy
dude.
the game. We'll be right back here in Studio B, Dev. Studio B. This is
4K.
Studio B.
4K.
In 4K. Breaking down whatever happens in this Nuggets Bulls game. Talk to you guys then.
4K.